Yo, it's getting absolutely crazy. It's getting crunch time right now, you know. UK warfare is about to take place. We've already talked about King Tubby's. We've already talked about willpower. Let's go on to sound number 3, no other than Immortalize. What's good, everybody? You know what it's like to hype, like, comment, share, subscribe, like, comment, share, subscribe, like, comment, share, subscribe, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Because you know why? Helps with the algorithm. Now I'm gonna cut a long story short. I did do a video about Immortal, but for some reason it is not uploading. So the original video that I had, unfortunately, is not uploading. So I am now on location because time is against me and I can't do one about the rest of the sounds, then the other 2 sounds, and not do the other 2 sounds. I'm here at the space in Wolverhampton. Got my little muckle and we're gonna have the conversation. Can Immortal take UK warfare? And the answer is yes, they can. But just like King Tubby's and just like willpower, it's gonna be sticky on them. But before we talk about that, let's deal with some facts. Facts, it's looking kind of crazy right now because the same thing I said about King Tubby's, the same thing I said about willpower, is the same thing I'm saying about Immortal. I've clashed with these guys, and if you notice, it's the one dance where we was all together inside the building. Again, unfortunately, I wasn't able to conquer the sounds of Immortal. I think they went on to win it still, you know. But at the same time, I've been in that position, and when you're in that position, you have to know how to study sound systems. Facts. I had one of the baddest, wickedest interviews with Immortal nearly 12 years ago. Nearly 12 years ago, coming on to 13 years ago, I had an interview with Immortal. This interview was nearly 2.5 hours. We spent time talking to the main man them in Immortal, and then we had a second interview where we was talking to the younger members, the new team of Immortal, nearly 13 years ago. Now, unfortunately, we didn't get the footage. It's a long story, but it happened. It definitely happened. The only thing that I have is the photograph to say that it most definitely happened. And again, this brings me to why I think Immortal can take UK warfare, but it's going to be sticky. Immortal are the sound probably that everybody's rooting for the win. A lot of people are saying Immortal for the win, Immortal for the win. Immortal have been that sound. They are constantly always in everybody's mind. When you talk about sound systems in the UK, you say Immortal. Facts, again, go and check out the video that I did about Immortal. And that's the reason why I don't have to do a big or long video about Immortal, because I said what I said a couple of months back, 3 or 4 months back. I did a video stating it looks like everybody seems to be running from Immortal. Every time Immortal's name comes up, it's like Immortal, nobody wants to clash them. Now, you can say whatever you want, you know, I know sounds who don't want to clash Immortal. They've either given me a price where it doesn't even make any sense, or they've directly said no, they don't want to clash. So I know that's how the thing's set. But that can also hinder Immortal's strategy for the future and where they are right now. Immortal haven't clashed as much as they should have. They barely clashed. Let's be honest, man. They barely had a clash. And over that time, yes, your name is gonna be certified. It carries weight. But if the people that are not seeing you, time moves. And as time moves, new sounds come on the scene. People get older. Your fan base is they're in a different mind zone. Things can change. So over that amount of time, where Immortal are right now, it's kind of sticky on them, because I don't know if they have that same strong structure of fan base as what they used to have. And like I says, 13 years ago, I was interviewing Immortal, the main man, them Tyrone Melody. We had One Ras on the. Hey, let me just say something before we go any further. Big up yourself, One Ras. I know everybody calls you Full Ras. You changed your name to Full Ras, but throughout this video, I'll probably keep referring to you as One Ras. Not only because my mind's just gonna, it's just the fact that everybody's got one in front of their name right now. One General, one Gaza, one this, one that, one up, one British, one Ras. One Ras was the first one to put the one in front of the thing. So One Ras, this is the thing there right now, man. Big up yourself. But yeah, don't want to waffle out the thing, Again, spoke to them, man, dead, Bobby Noodles, all of them guys were there. But it was the second part of the interview when I was dealing with the youngsters. The younger cats, then we all sat down and they was so positive. This is 13 years ago. Some of you people are talking about Immortal's new team. They've had that team for over 13 years. Facts. And for 13 years, they've been around Immortal. So clearly, they've had 13 years experience around the box. So 13 years ago, come on, use common sense, man. So when new tune are coming in and songs have been buying over the past 13 years, this new generation have had all access to all the songs then to build it up to where it is right now. And that is absolutely crazy. But the thing is, we haven't really seen enough of them over 13 years. It took you 13 years to reach a level where you're confident enough to go into a dance. If that's the case, well, that's some serious hardcore training, and that means you need to go in there and shell the place down because you've had that amount of time to train and know the box. But again, I'll go back to the fact of lack of clashing and time is moving on. That's the only kind of thing I think about Immortal. What are they gonna bring to the table? Who we're seeing, who we're not seeing. Again, shout out reaching out to the man himself, Tyrone Melody. He's doing a lot, man. One part of Immortal as the owner, then taking on the situation with Love Injection, just announced that he's now taking over the management side of Love Injection. So there's a lot of things that he's taking upon his head. So are we seeing that Tyrone Melody and the One Ras combination, or are they going to bring out this new team, which technically they should have brought out for a long time over the past 13 years? Am I making sense? And as I was talking, like I said, each one of these videos, I'm going to try and talk about each sound, and then as I talk about each sound, I can piece it all together. So like I was talking about King Tubby's and saying Tubby's was one of the sounds where people were going to go for and try and get out. I think Immortal is one of them sounds as well. I think Immortal is a sound where everybody's going to be saying, yo, let's get them Badlands sounds out the way. They're not going to want Immortal to go through the whole thing, so we have to go and see and figure out how that's going to pan out. Another thing that's kind of crazy as well is, and we've got to laugh at it still, I find it kind of funny, Tyrone didn't do himself any favors when he was on War Report and Brando was like, yo fam, who are you rating sound system wise? And it took Tyrone a long time. Well, it didn't take him a long time. I think he was kind of quick to say, you know what, Willpower, bad sound. And then when Brando says, is there anybody else? Tyrone says, nah, you don't rate none of you guys, man. Like, nobody. Right to the point where Brando was like saying, yo, Tyrone really don't rate no sound in London. Tyrone couldn't think of nobody. And that's Tyrone for you. The man, no business, man. He had to really force and think and say, oh, okay then. So and so, I can't remember whose name he called out. But in terms of going to London now and saying that you don't rate no London sounds, then it could be a hinder on you when you get down there now, man. And then, man, they turn a little biased thing, and you know how the thing go. Music wise, I don't think anybody can dispute Immortal have the songs then. Immortal have the songs then to go in there. Tyrone and the rest of the crew, then people like Bobby Noodles and Platinum Hype. There's a lot of people in behind the scenes. They're creative. They are very, very creative when it comes to dub plate cutting. And again, I'm trying to not keep repeating myself, but it really is just down to the fact that we haven't heard them for so long, and we're waiting to see who they're gonna come with. Again, Tyrone, sometimes he sends out these mixed messages. He's got a brand new MC who's from London, but at the same time he says he doesn't rate any London sounds, but at the same time he's got ample of MCs behind the Immortal camp who, like I said, have been there from the youngsters, 13 years deep in the thing. Does he need an MC from London? Is he just playing tricks on everybody right now? So everybody's looking over there and Tyrone's looking over here, laughing at you guys. I don't know. It's absolutely crazy. But I do have to say that I think for Immortal, it's just the simple reason that is that we haven't heard them for a long time, and we can't just dwell and speculate on name alone. So again, apologies for the last video. The video that I should have uploaded is not available, it's not working, but at the same time, go back and look at that video that I talked about Immortal. I think that says everything that I need to say, especially when we're building up for UK warfare. Yeah, so on that note, that's a wrap. I ain't gonna say that much more about it, you know. Like I said, go back to the last video I said about Immortal, and you know everything is definitely good to go. Like I said, with all the other two sounds them, and I'm gonna say with all the sounds them, I ain't sending you no luck, because luck is the least thing you need on your side. You need the talent, you need the experience, you need the dub plates, you need crowd control, you need all of those things there in order to win. Luck is just a little thing that you shouldn't even be hoping for. TV sound system, I'm Selector Hive. I'm not as gassed as I am because I'm in a public space, so I can't really go all wild. You know, I can go wild inside, you know. But by the time you watch this, in about 3 or 4 days later, we're going to see just how well Immortal did at UK warfare. I'm Selector Hype. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Like, comment, share, subscribe. I'm out. One piece.